We in these streets.
Yep. We in these streets. Y'all know what it is. It is Tuesday. It is 4 o'clock. And we are here like we always tell y'all we'll be. We are back. We are back. All right, go to 3kingsboxing.com for the latest grades. What's going on in the sport of boxing? I always shout to everybody over at 3 Kings to make this happen. All right, man. Y'all need to start getting the fuck in here now. We said 3:30, and we say 3:30 because we know how niggas are. We said 4?
Yeah, 4.
Oh, okay, so we went early. But still, y'all niggas need to be in here. Helping me always is my man Prodigy. What's going on, man?
Man, dog, I'm out here on Boogeyman status, nigga. I be calling niggas out, don't nobody want to fight, bro. I done called out all these cats, Dmity Bivol, Jermall Charlo. I mean, I'm the new champion at 160, even though I weigh like 70 pounds more than that. But that's not the point. I done called out all these niggas, don't nobody want to fight, bro. What's my name, Bo? What's my name?
Janibek.
But we'll move on to that later.
Quasimodo style. Hey man, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. You know, I'm thinking about getting my Sylvester Stallone on. You know, get my you know, I started taking amino acid pills. And hold on, what's in my drink?
Man, move on to the first topic, nigga.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. You know, I'm taking my amino acid pills, and it's not working. So I'm thinking about taking some PEDs. So I'm gonna ask Jarrell Miller and Lucas Browne, you know, since they fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the battle of the PED niggas, right? I'm gonna say, yo, man, right?
That's it, Jarrell Big Dope Miller. That should be his fucking nickname. Big Dope.
Hey man, this is one fight, dog. Well, there should be no fuck it. They should tell each other, hey man, we're not gonna drug test.
Dog, hey, Bo, it'll be in their best interest not to drug test this fight, bro. No, don't drug test neither one of these motherfuckers, bro. Just let them go at it. Because this fight will not happen if there's at least one drug test.
Nigga, they shouldn't even do codeine cold testing. No kind of testing at all, nigga.
I'll tell you, dog. You know what's funny about that shit? I fucking should have put a picture up here of Lucas Browne, man. But both of these dudes is on some heavy shit. Lucas Browne got caught twice in 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Both of these dudes on some heavy shit. And once they got off that shit, both these motherfuckers are big, fat, gelatin, bloated, just greasy, ugly motherfuckers now, bro. Stomach hang over the waistline type niggas, man. That's what they look like now, bro. Once they got off the shit. It is so telling,
man,
how much PEDs help a motherfucker. But whatever, man. What we talking about, man?
Well, we just listen. These two niggas supposedly gonna fight, right? They're gonna have a fight now. Miller is ranked. If Brownie win, maybe he gonna get ranked.
I think he is ranked. He beat Junior 5.
That's right. He beat Julian. Julian fucking 5 let him beat his ass.
Junior 5.
Junior 5. That's right. Junior 5 let him beat his ass. So it's the battle of the cheats and the battle of niggas that shouldn't be ranked. Oh man, I really don't know who to root for in this fight, right? I'm being honest with you, man.
Why are we rooting for anybody? We don't do that. Blue Kings don't root for nobody.
That's right.
Fuck you rooting for niggas for? Nigga, I'm a, look, nigga, you better go hang out with them YouTube niggas. You gonna be rooting niggas. Motherfuckers. Hell, man. Lucas Browne and Jarrell Miller is gonna be the worst fight of the year.
Yeah, it is.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't care if it's a knockout, nigga go sailing through the ropes like Hasim Rahman. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's the worst fight of the year, bro. Two big, fat, stank, nasty, donut hole eating ass niggas gonna get in the ring because they can't cheat no more and they got nobody else to fight. That's what's happening. I won't be watching this shit, nigga. We will be covering it on 3kingsboxing.com though, but I won't be watching it.
Well, let me just say, and I said this before on the 3 Kings Boxing recap with my man Mike on Sundays. I am pulling rank. I will not be covering that fight either.
Yeah, man, that shit been delegated. For real.
I'm pulling rank, nigga. I'm not doing that.
Whoever pisses me off the most got to cover that fight, man. Whichever one of my writers make me the most mad that week, you gotta cover that fight.
It's like, if there ever has been a fight that has been like a nonsense fight to make, this is one. I'm sorry, man. This is one of them. This is like, why? Why?
Yeah, I don't see a point. I
And,
mean,
and then,
I guess they're both trying to get. Lucas Browne seemed to me at this point in his career as a guy that's just fucking around. If you see his Instagram posts and shit like that, he's always posting about pussy and shit and
yeah, he
kind
is.
of goofy shit, that he's got up there. He's not really. He never really seemed to be a guy that really cared to become world champion again. If you even consider him even being a world champion, he had that WBA regular title, but he doesn't seem to be a guy that could beat the likes of where James Toney was at in the time that he beat him. See what I'm saying?
Right.
He doesn't seem to be going back to that point. I think he's over 40 now, or he is 40 years old. He doesn't give a fuck, man. And so when I see this, and I want to say, well, it's two guys that want to get back into title contention. Not necessarily. I don't know that about Lucas Browne. Jarrell Miller, I do believe that. You know what I'm saying? But Lucas Browne, what is it? The money? This is Jarrell Miller, another nigga that had to sign with a small promotional company because none of the big promotional companies wanted to touch him. So there ain't that much money involved in this, man. A couple $100, maybe a couple thousand. Like, what type of money are they actually touching? So I don't understand. I get it from Jarrell Miller's point of view. He really believes that if he gets back to form, he could beat one of the champions. He really believes that. Lucas Browne is just playing around. Well, what the fuck is the point for him?
No, I don't understand. I don't know about it. But like we said, end of the day, we're going to delegate this. But let me just say this. I got these niggas' purse right here. All right. Next. Next.
That's fucked up.
Canelo Alvarez, dog. He out here, man. Canelo Alvarez out here tripping, man. This nigga is saying, I fight Dmity Bivol in the rematch, but he has to beat Zurdo. Hold on. Wait a minute. What kind of stipulation is that? You'll fight a nigga in a rematch that you hold the rematch clause for, that you should have fought him for, and he beat you, but he has to win his fight against Zurdo? What they got to do with your rematch clause, man? Prodigy, man, what do you think about this?
It's just Canelo being Canelo, man. Like, if it were anybody else, we would, you would look at that and laugh and be like, look at this stupid nigga, man. Then he called the shots. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo is Canelo, bro. And thanks to Canelo fans and a lot of dick riders in boxing, they're going to allow Canelo to continue to be Canelo even after thoroughly getting his ass beat by one punch for 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? They're still going to allow Canelo to be Canelo. The problem is fans, and I've always said this, fans, if you make these fighters, right, if you pull a motherfucking card, they will not think they have the clout that they think they have, man. Y'all should be pulling Terrence Crawford's card right now. Yeah. But you won't. You know what I'm saying? Sure, and we're not going to get the goddamn Spence fight. See what I'm saying? So I blame a lot of this shit. I blame on the fans. Most of it is, the majority of it is the stakeholders, the internal stakeholders that are within the sport of boxing. But the fans play a large part as well.
Yes.
Who fucking cares what Canelo has to say? If Dmity Bivol beats Zurdo, he doesn't have to fight Canelo next. You know what I'm saying? If he does fight Canelo because it's a bag and he already beat the nigga once, might as well get another bag. At that point, that's what Canelo is to Bivol. A bag now, nigga. You're a bag. You know why? Because when y'all fought the first time, you were no fucking threat. Now you're a bag, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You want to try to dictate with me? Bet. Nigga, this is my division, motherfucker. So if you want to fight me, nigga, add on another $5 million to my bag, bitch. If you want to get your revenge against me, add on another $5 million. This is, of course, after he beats Zurdo, right? Right. Add on another $5 million, nigga. And then maybe I'll think about giving you the fight. Other than that, go fight Golovkin a fourth time, bitch. That's what I would tell him. Fuck out of here, nigga. Get off my doorstep, nigga. That's what I gotta tell him. I'm about to go be undisputed, motherfucker.
Yep.
I'm trying to go fight Artur Beterbiev, motherfucker. That's an all-Russian clash. You know how much money's gonna be paid off for that fight, nigga? It's gonna be a hell of a lot of money to see Dmity Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev. That's true. Russia's gonna be behind that shit every drop, every bit of the way, bro. They're gonna be behind that shit. So Canelo and him trying to think he gonna dictate when a rematch is gonna take place with Dmity Bivol, Nigga, go kick rocks, bro, and let you add on to that bag.
Yeah, I'm looking at this like this is Canelo Alvarez's way of saying that he don't want to fight Dmity Bivol because he's saying, well, you have to be Zordo. And then on top of that, we all know Canelo Alvarez has made it very clear he's not going to fight another Mexican fighter. So it's not like, hey, Zordo win, I'll fight Zordo. No, he's made it clear he's not fighting another Mexican fighter. This is Canelo Alvarez's way of saying, hey man, I don't want to fight this motherfucker again. I don't even want to fight him again. But I tell you what, if y'all want me to fight him again, all right, I'll fight him again. I'll invoke my rematch, but he has to beat Zordo. No, he doesn't. What the fuck he had to do that for? What it got to do with you trying to get your thing?
Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with you getting your get back from getting your ass whooped by one punch for 12 rounds.
Right.
It ain't got nothing to do with that. So what the fuck? Like, it's not like his luster goes away. People still understand that he beat you. Right. So people are gonna watch that fight, even if he loses to Zordo. You know what I'm saying? Right. Listen, Dmity Bivol losing his WBA super belt to Zordo and Canelo fighting Bivol after that is still a better fight than fucking Canelo Rocky Fielding. It's still a better fight than Canelo Avni Yildirim. It's still a better fight than Canelo Caleb Plant. It is.
That hurt.
It is.
That hurt.
Because Bivol already beat the nigga.
Yup.
It's better than Callum Smith. It's better than Billy Ho.
Yep.
Because Bivol beat him. That's why.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, he could lose to Zordo. It's still a better matchup because you couldn't beat that man.
Exactly.
So how the fuck you gonna give him a stipulation that he got to stay undefeated in order for you to fucking get this nigga out of here, bro? Exit stage left, motherfucker. Security.
Right.
Get this nigga.
Right. Security. I'm surprised the nigga ain't tried to pull that with motherfucking Andre. Well, if Andre beat Benavidez, I'll fight. I'm surprised that nigga ain't pull that with Andre.
That's some damn retarded shit, man. Y'all gotta start pulling these fighters' cards, man.
For real.
That's stupid retarded shit, man. I seen niggas talking about, well, he wants to fight for a belt. That don't make this okay.
No.
He does not dictate terms. I'm sorry.
No,
he lost. I don't care about popularity. I don't give a fuck about his name. And you shouldn't either if you're a fan of boxing. You shouldn't care about that. You should care about Dmity Bivol rightfully becoming the man as it pertains to Canelo. Hell, Bivol should be like, nigga, we fighting in Russia.
No shit.
That's how it should be. He lost to the dude, fair and square, and it wasn't close. So Bivol's got every right, honestly, to be like, nigga, this fight need to be in Russia. Shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Make me some breakfast, nigga. I want some grits, some links, nigga, and I want some pancakes, nigga, with strawberries on top.
For real.
Canelo bitch ass should be in the kitchen with an apron on making Dmity Bivol breakfast, nigga. Fuck out of here, man.
Man, Bivol need to walk in that nigga's house, put his feet up on Canelo's table. Say, look here, nigga. Walking there with the Russian mob and shit. Not even looking like Bivol. Walking there with a cigar. Dmity, yeah, this is me. No, this is me when the camera's off. Look here, nigga. Let me tell you something. Don't you ever in your motherfucking life give me a goddamn stipulation. You understand me? Get over here, bitch.
Yep.
Fucking talk.
Smack that nigga. Hey, nigga, I'm talking to you, bro. Right. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Hey, grab that nigga chin and turn it towards him. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Nikolai, bring him over here. Nikolai, bring him over here. Nikolai, bring that nigga over here. This nigga out of here, man.
Next!
For real.
All right, man. So, Tony Harrison. So, I've never been big on Tony Harrison, bro.
No,
you know that, man. Like when he quit against Willie Nelson,
I remember
quit against my man Jared Hurd. Well, not really my man. That nigga on some weird shit right now. But anyway, Jared Hurd. You know what I'm saying? I stopped thinking that Tony Harrison was a top fighter. Of course, he hadn't beaten Jermall Charlo yet at that time. But that's even questionable to me because I didn't think he actually won that fight. I thought Jermall won that fight, right?
Right.
Then, of course, in the rematch, Jermall knocked nigga the fuck out. But I never really thought much of Tony Harrison. However, his recent statements about fighting the WBC interim champion Sebastian Fundora, as he's holding the #1 position by the WBC, I got to give him credit for that. Because Sebastian Fundora is nobody to play with, as Erickson Lubin. You know what I'm saying? Lubin was let me tell you something, man. A lot of niggas might disagree, but, I don't give a fuck. Lubin might have been one of the scariest contenders at 154, and let me tell you why. Lubin was a top prospect. Everybody was talking about this kid, man, at one point in time, right? He went in there, dipped his head too low, got caught by a fucking Jermall Charlo punch, and got knocked out in the first round, right? That was his chance. Ever since then, Lubin has been training down in Florida, right, with Coach Cunningham, and they've been on some I need to get my get back shit. I need to return to form to become the Erickson Hammer Lubin I once was. And they've been doing everything right, bro. Nothing was incorrect.
Yeah, that's true.
They were doing everything right, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he went in there and got beat by Sebastian Fundora. So with Sebastian Fundora beating quite possibly the scariest man at 154, why? Because he had nothing to lose. He was training all the fucking time and doing it correctly. He was beating everybody that was put in front of him because he wanted one man and one man only, and that was Jermall Charlo, right?
Yep.
I don't think Erickson Lubin was getting pussy at the time. He didn't give a fuck.
No,
everything was about
Marvin Hagler shit.
Yeah, dog, he was on that. Everything was about getting back at Jermall Charlo. Sebastian Fundora, which is another, stepping stone to getting back in the ring with Jermall Charlo. And Fundora was good enough to stop that. This dude is serious, man. Fundora is nobody to fuck around with, man, 154. He may look goofy. He may look like a kid that's on the debate team, nigga, at your local high school, right? But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this dude is nobody to fuck with, man. I think Sebastian Fundora is a problem for anybody at 154, including Jermall. Anybody. And Tony Harrison's willing to step to that plate. What do you think about Harrison? Is he just in another situation that Erickson Lubin's in, right? Where he's just like, man, I want my belt back. Or, Lubin never got the belt, but Harrison, in his case, I want my belt back. I'm going to do whatever I can to get Charlo into a third fight. And now he's got that mindset Lubin had, where every day is about training. It's about doing this, it's about doing that, to try to get himself back into title contention. And he's willing to even go through the fire against Sebastian Fundora, or he's just running his mouth, man. What do you think about this?
I think he is on that shit, because think about this. There's a lot of other people he could have called out. He called out Fundora because Fundora is the next step to the fucking champion, being the interim champion. Fundora he could have called out anybody in the top 10 and say, hey, man, you know how guys will say, after I fight such and such, I should be next for a title. He didn't say that. He said, man, I want motherfucking Fundora. Because remember, he was also talking about hey, man, I want to fight Tim Tszyu. Because Tim Tszyu was right there at the WBO as a fucking mandatory. Yeah. So he's on that shit to where he wants it back, because he's always contested. Charlo didn't beat me. I fucking beat myself in there playing and, not being serious the whole fucking fight, losing focus, and wound up getting knocked out. So that's how he feel like, man, I didn't beat him. I beat myself. Nigga even changed his name on social media. He don't even go by Superbad no more, because maybe somebody told him that's a woman, but he's like, I am boxing. He changed his name on I am boxing now. So no, he's on that shit. Then on top of that, I'm sorry, but anybody that's willing to fight Fundora after we saw what he made Lubin face look like, nigga, you got to be motherfucking serious about fighting that dude.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to play, and you got to bring it to him. Then on top of that, listen, man, if Harrison's mindset is right, because the one thing he has is he has the athleticism, he has them long arms, and he has good movement. Some Fundora was having trouble with when Lubin was doing it. The problem was Lubin didn't do it as much often as he should have and remained stationary, because when Lubin was moving, he caught Fundora and had him hurt and rocked, right? But Fundora we found out about Fundora, the motherfucker got fucking hard. He took that shit, because Lubin hits hard. He took that shit. He said, all right, now it's my turn to give, right? So Harrison has the skills, he has the ability, and he has the championship pedigree to get in there with Fundora and make it a good fight, and he feels like he can win. So if he was just talking, he would have said what I normally hear guys say, I'd fight somebody in the top 10. This motherfucker actually looked at Fundora and said, I want that motherfucker right there, because he knows that's the next path to motherfucking Charlo, man. So yeah, he's serious. He's serious. This is, and you know what? I actually hope they make that fight. I hope they make that fight. I hope the powers that be is listening and say, you know what, man? Hell yeah, man. Let's make that motherfucking fight.
Yeah, I hope they make the fight and then Harrison gets stopped. That's what's gonna happen. And they're gonna get stopped. They could probably quit again or something. But he's gonna get his ass stopped. Tony Harrison's not a good fighter, bro. I never understood why niggas fuck with him, but whatever, man. What do
Only
I
because he was from Crunk Gym.
Yeah, maybe that's why. What do I know, though? I don't know anything about boxing.
No. You're just the owner of an all-black boxing website that came up on the scene in a very short time and just took over.
Yeah, whatever. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, speaking of not meaning anything, Keith Thurman is still right there in the crosshairs for Errol Spence. Now, the reason why I said speaking of not meaning anything is because Errol has made it clear, man, I ain't fighting Keith Thurman. I don't give a what y'all say. I don't give a what happened. I'm not fighting. Well, the WBC has came out and they're like, well, Thurman's number one and he's still in the mix to fight Errol Spence, right? So we all know that we've heard no announcement when it comes to the Terrence Crawford fight taking place, right? So we don't know what's going on there. So Keith Thurman could be a good backup plan, in my honest opinion. Listen, say what you want to say, and I'm not one to, like we all know what happened. Keith Thurman with the not on my motherfucking to-do list, trying to make it seem like, hey man, I'm not trying to fight Earl right now. We all know that, okay? That's happened in the past. Right now, Keith is like, listen, man, I want that motherfucking smoke, nigga. You got 2 belts that I had, but you ain't beat me for the motherfucking belts. All right? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I lost to Pacquiao. You never even fought the motherfucker. At least I fought him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, he's pretty much telling Earl, it's shit you still need to do. And I'm part of what it is you need to motherfucking do. When you wasn't part of what I need to do back then, but I'm part of what you need to do, man. What do you think about Keith Thurman has a point?
Well, shout out to my man Modern King Boxing, threw a $1.99 sticker on it. Man, listen, Keith Thurman is kind of confusing me at this point in time. I think Keith is trying to do whatever he can to cash out, right? I do believe that. But I also believe he's trying to do whatever he can to redeem himself for that Manny Pacquiao loss. So I'm fucking confused. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know what Keith Thurman's end game is. But at the end of the day, he's still a top level fighter in the division, right? Especially with Pacquiao leaving. I mean, I think Keith Thurman's down there at the level of fighting your Dennis Ugas at this point. Ugas beat Pacquiao. Thurman lost to Pacquiao, but then Ugas ended up losing to Spence. That's who he should fight. Thurman still needs to he still needs to redeem himself, bro. Like, who did he beat? I don't even remember. Was it Mario Barrios?
Mario Barrios.
That's not. Come on now. Get the fuck out of here. He needs to fight somebody that matters, bro. Like, go beat a Montes Stanionis. Go beat him. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good fight.
Fight Ugas. Beat him. Then you can get into discussion of fighting possibly Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence next. But your name, even though it's big, at the end of the day, there's really not much respect behind it. Because people, especially when you mention Errol Spence, because people remember when you ducked Errol Spence, bro. Now, was it a calculated duck? Absolutely. This goes into the situation where sometimes ducks are good for business. That duck was very good for Keith Thurman business-wise, bro. Because Errol Spence was on the come up. He had no belt. Literally, Errol Spence at that time was in the same situation that Boots Ennis is in. And you see Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence ain't paying no attention to Boots. It's a calculated business decision duck. Fuck that nigga Boots. That nigga's too hard, nigga. He's too good and he's too hard, nigga. We ain't trying to go that route. We fuck around, lose all our belts to this nigga. Nope. Right. Not before I get paid. And that's what
we ain't got that hunger like that no more.
And that's what, not before I get paid, plain and simple.
Right.
And that's what Thurman was doing, man. So at the end of the day, that's what Thurman was doing when Errol Spence was coming up. So at the end of the day, people aren't going to respect your name when you bring up Errol Spence because they remember all of that. Then on top of the fact that it's still, even though you beat Mario Barrios, it's still an issue that you lost to Pacquiao. People are still hanging that over your head. So you got a lot of shit that you need to prove before you think you're just going to jump into a match with Errol Spence. And it's not me saying that it won't happen Because I've seen stupider shit happen in boxing before. Matchups happen and that should have never fucking happened, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, in my opinion, Keith Thurman should not be getting a fight with Errol Spence at any point in time until he redeems himself with a more credible win against a more credible name at welterweight, man.
You know, and my man, Sweet Pea Fan, you actually took something I was going to say. Well, here's why I really agree with you. Even though he beat Mario Barrios, we all saw this motherfucker take the mouthpiece out of his mouth after being hit with a body shot. No, dog, you got to fix that. There's no way I believe you beat Earl Spence with that. Doing that against Mario Barrios, he's not known for being a valid body puncher like that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He's not known for being a body puncher to where like that, to where you had to take your mouthpiece out your mouth in the middle of a fight and breathe heavily because you got hit. So no, man. The thing is I understand Keith Thurman's point, right? He feels like, man, you got all this fame, all this glory, and all this greatness when I was going from the sport, and I get that. It's the same way fucking Tyson Fury felt with Anthony Joshua. Like, damn, this motherfucker, all the fame and the glory that I fucking wanted when I left the sport. I get that. But here's the thing. Like you said, you came back, you fight Pacquiao. We still remember that. Then you come back and you fought Mario Barrios, who's coming off of a loss to who? Tank fucking Davis. Right? So then on top of that, you showed us you were still vulnerable to your body. So 100%, man, you need to fight a much better contender before you be talking about some wanting to fight Errol Spence. Because like, how do you, on top of that, how do you beat Mario Barrios and get a #1 ranking by the WBC? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I don't understand that type of shit at all, man. So no, man, at the end of the day, no, man, I hear Keith Thurman. He's saying all the right shit. But boxing is about what have you done for me lately, and lately the only thing you done was beat Mario Barrios, whose first fight was at welterweight, by the way. Let's not forget that. Mario Barrios' first fight was at fucking welterweight, was against you. Mm-hmm. So no, bro, no, dog, you got to do more than that, man. Sorry,
my man, Alex. He said, how does he fix that at his age? Though he's talking about the body punch resistance. Let me say this: body punch resistance is not the same as chin resistance, right? Chin resistance, I mean, the only thing you could do with that is strengthen your neck, right? And that's where, you've seen fighters with that damn head thing on, and they got the weight hanging off the top of it, and they're lifting up their neck and bringing it back down, lifting their neck up, bringing it back down. They're trying to strengthen their neck, right? So that they could take the impact from a punch better on the jaw. But you really can't train the chin itself, right? Body punch resistance is different. That nigga Keith Thurman need to get his ass in the fucking gym and get on them crunches, man. That's what he need to do.
Yeah,
do
man.
Some crunches, nigga. Do some deadlifts, right? Because deadlifts strengthen the core. He needs to strengthen his fucking core, man. You know what I'm saying? That's his problem. He strengthens his core. It ain't got nothing to do with age. He'll have better resistance when it comes to getting hit to the body.
You know what, though, man? At the end of the day, I like Keith Thurman. I think what Keith Thurman is doing, it's admirable of him because he's trying to keep his name busy. But you still got to do more. And you still got to show us more. All right. So, all right, Keith Thurman, get your ass in the gym. Like my man said, do them crunches, do them deadlifts. I don't know. Shit. Do whatever you can, man. Stand upside down on your head and lift the legs up and down, man.
That nigga got to do something, man. Listen, he got to do something. It is what it is. Next, Josh Taylor, dog. He's out here vacating belts all over the place, man. He discarding them like he discards his hoes, nigga.
Well, you know why?
That one. Why?
He got married.
Oh, well, then that makes sense then. So the belt's got to go too.
Right.
That's how you doing it, right? What belt does he still hold? WBO?
That's it.
Because he WBC, WBA, and then now the IBF, right?
Yep.
So he only holds the WBO. I wonder why he chose the WBO of all those belts. I guess because IBF would have mandated Jeremiah Ponce, right? WBA would have mandated Alberto Puello, how you ever say his name, and then WBC would have mandated Jose Zepeda, right?
Right.
So that makes sense. WBO is not mandating anybody, I guess, at this point in time.
No.
So they're like, fuck it. We'll keep this one and fight Jack Catterall because that's the fight he wants.
Yep.
He wants to shut everybody up, that including myself and Bo.
Yes.
That he lost to Jack Catterall, right? So in the process of him vacating the IBF belt, and this is really the topic, honestly, the Josh Taylor is what it is. They've mandated, the IBF has now mandated, that Jeremiah Ponce will face Subriel Matias for the vacant title. Now, here's the deal. Jeremiah Ponce got on the scene because I believe he gave Louis Ritson his second loss.
Sure did.
Because I think Francisco Patera gave him his first one.
Right.
But Louis Ritson was a highly touted prospect in the UK and was even after he lost to Francisco Patera. You know what I'm saying? But Ponce came in and said, man, this nigga sucks. I'm going to show y'all why. Right? This nigga's garbage. Right? And the funny thing about that, Bo, they were talking as if Ponce was going to get his ass whooped.
They sure were, man.
He went in there, and if you haven't seen Jeremiah Ponce fight, he's a slick fighter from Argentina.
Yes, he is, man.
He's slick. He's not really what most Argentinians bring to the ring. This motherfucker's smart. He's slick, got a nice jab.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Puts punches together in nice combinations. Ponce is a good fighter. Still undefeated, young. That motherfucker's good. Subriel Matias is a bad motherfucker, right? That's the one that accidentally killed Maxim Dadashev.
Sure did.
Who was an up-and-coming contender in a 140-pound decision in his own right at that time,
Sure
right?
did.
Trained by Buddy McGirt.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Now, Ponce ended up, due to Dadashev's death, he ended up losing in his very next fight, I believe. But then he fought that nigga in a rematch and whooped his ass.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So he's over the loss.
Oh,
Yeah, he's over the loss. He's already redeemed himself for that. Right? But Matias is probably one of the scariest dudes at 140 right now. Because that motherfucker has power and ball. I think he has a perfect win to knockout ratio, if I'm not mistaken. Does he?
Yes, he
or
does.
Is he like one off, maybe?
No, I think all his victories came by knockout with the exception of the one that he lost.
With the exception of the one they lost. So his win to knockout ratio is perfect. So he's got power in both fucking hands.
Yes, he is.
Right? He's actually got fast hands too. And he's not a dumbass in the ring.
No,
right? Yo, Ponce versus Matias? Hey, this is a dope-ass matchup, man. And to be real with you, it's an excellent fight for up-and-comers that have been waiting to get that title shot, right?
Yep.
It's an excellent fight to be for a vacant title, right? And then on top of that, if one of these guys wins, they need to be considered to be facing the top guys in the division after this, bro. What do you think about this shit, man?
Hey, this fight right here, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm more interested in seeing this fight than I am seeing, because the only other fight that's left is Regis Prograis and Jose Zepeda, right? I'm more interested in seeing this fight right here because this fight is going to be all action from the bell ring. Neither one of these guys back up. Both these guys can take a motherfucking punch. Both these guys got a motor. And like my man said, they're not dumb fighters, right? They're not dumb fighters. Listen, Ponce is down in Argentina learning and training under that Matavilloso tree. Y'all don't know who Matavilloso is? Go look it the fuck up. I ain't telling you. You should be boxing heads. You know, I'm not going to tell you niggas. Y'all should be boxing heads. Y'all should know who I'm talking about, right? But Subriel Matias, that's one bad dude. If you watch Subriel Matias, he's athletic. He has a good jab when he uses jab. Like he said, power in both hands, sets up his punches very well, mixes up his punches so you can't really like catch his rhythm because he likes to mix up his point of attack. And on top of that, he'll give you angles. Jeremiah Ponce, very good slick boxer, works off the motherfucking jab and goes to the goddamn body. And both these guys is tough as shit. Man, I am super excited for this. This fight should be the main event. Fuck being on somebody's undercard. Main fucking event.
Main event, dog. Like they just main evented fucking what's the goddamn nigga's name? Jose's what's his name? Jose Pedraza and fucking Richard Comey. Yeah. That garbage ass shit. That shit was whack, nigga. And I'm glad them motherfuckers got a draw. Now you know where you should be. Tired, motherfucker.
That was boxing. That was boxing sending them two niggas a message. Hey, man, y'all get out of here with this.
Them dudes can't beat nobody, bro. Who the fuck they gonna beat? Listen, nigga, Richard Commey should have stopped this dude, man.
Yeah, he should.
Instead, he reverted to his dumbass, whack ass ring IQ and ended up letting Jose's Pedraza back into the fucking fight. Terrible, man. Terrible boxing, nigga. Ill. Here's the deal, Bo. Real quick. Sidebar. I like watching, and as much as I talk shit, a lot of people will be like, really? I like watching those lower level matchups. I do. But I just don't like Commey and Pedraza. I just don't like these niggas. And I'm not talking about the person that they are. Probably great people outside the ring. I know Commey is a great person outside the ring. I'm talking about I don't like their personalities in the ring. They're too fucking nice.
Right.
They're too passive. Boxing isn't a nice man's sport, nigga. Hey, how you doing, guy? Hey, how you doing? Hey, you want to go for a cup of coffee? Yeah, sure. That shit Tim Bradley did after he got his ass whooped by Manny Pacquiao. Nigga, you should have been like, fuck this nigga. I won. Just like Adrian Browne did. Even though Browne clearly lost.
Yeah, right.
I like that better than, yeah, you know, we're going to wake up tomorrow and have some breakfast. Get this nigga out of here. Oh, nice ass motherfucker. Go be a pastor, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? This is boxing, nigga. Fuck out of here. Go do some damn humanitarian work or some shit. We talking boxing. It's not a nice man's sport. And that's why I don't like Commey and Pedraza. They nice as fuck, and their goddamn boxing styles show how nice and passive they are.
Very true.
That's why Commey allowed this nigga to get back in the fight. His trainer was killing his ass, Bo. What the fuck are you doing?
He was, man.
What the fuck? And they told him himself. He told him exactly what I just said. You gotta get mean. He had to tell this nice, happy-go-lucky ass nigga in the middle of a fight that he had to get mean. Are you kidding me? That's why I don't like these two. Normally, I would have fucked with this matchup if these two weren't just some nice guys in a fucking ring, but they're too nice. Right? I'm surprised they didn't hug and kiss after the fight. Probably did. I just didn't watch it. Right in MB 2.0. Had to tell this nigga to fight for his daughter and shit. Why do you got to remind a nigga that? Why do you got to remind him of that, bro?
Oh, man.
Passive ass. Get this passive ass nigga out of here. All them killers at 140. These two passive ass motherfuckers ain't going to be able to do shit at 140, bro.
Agreed.
But back on track of the topic. If you fucking main event Pedraza and Commey, you got a main event Ponce and Mateus, nigga. That's a dope ass fight, man.
Dope. That's beyond fucking dope. I'm sorry, man. This to me, this is like outside of you probably saying elite level, upper echelon. This is as close to almost A level you can get with these two dudes. You see what I'm saying? Because you like you just said, these are two mean motherfuckers. These are two pit bulls that's gonna fight each other. Ain't gonna be no niceness. Ain't gonna be like you ain't gonna see a corner in there talking about some. Oh, this is your career on the line. They're gonna be like, take that motherfucker's head off. Do what you keep doing, baby. Take his goddamn head. That's what you gonna fucking see, dog.
Ain't no passiveness.
Hell
like
no.
what's his name could have been passive as fuck. Jeremiah Ponce going to the UK against a guy that was highly touted. In his backyard, he could have been passive and just took a L. He didn't. He said, "Man, fuck this. Now I'm gonna whoop the nigga ass in front of all his hoes, his grandmama, his mama, his sister, and his aunties, nigga. I'm gonna whoop this motherfucker's ass." That's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
So and Suro Matias, I mean, nigga killed a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Don't get no less passive than that. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
Killed a nigga and went to the gym the next day. Went to the gym the next day.
So, yeah, this fight ain't going to be nothing like that, bro. This shit.
Man, oh, God. I can't wait to see it, though. All I'm going to say is, hey, man, that might be one of them fights, man. We may just have to go live doing that goddamn fight. Say, are y'all seeing this shit here?
Because you know why? A lot of niggas not going to get their eyes on it. But
no.
See, the funny thing is, what could happen? You never know. Somebody get knocked out early. And if I'm telling you guys, if that happens, it is not because one fighter just wasn't as good as we're saying. That's not the case, man.
No.
That's not the fucking case. If that happens, that fighter that knocks out whoever they knocked out early, that nigga's the goods. That's what this shit means.
That's what this is saying. That nigga's the goods. All right. Then on top of that, understand these are two assassins. These two killers, man. Y'all think I'm lying? Well, one actually did do it. R.I.P. to my man in the ring, like my man said, right? And like Jeremiah Ponce, although he's a slick fighter, he's trying to fucking hurt you. Small sidebar. Let me explain something to y'all about the sport of boxing. You can't walk into a gym back in my day and Prodigy's day. Them niggas Pedraza and Comey couldn't walk into our fucking gyms with that nice guy shit. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Nah.
Right? Remember in Rocky, what he do? In Rocky 2, what did Apollo Creed do? He took that motherfucker and said, no, nigga, this is where it's at right here. And he said, look at them faces. You see them faces?
Yeah. Beautiful, man. I love that part of that movie, man.
He said, hey, you see them faces, Rocky? You see the Yeah. Dude, this is where you need to fucking be. Hell, it's the reason why motherfucking Robert Garcia is telling Anthony Joshua, hey, man, I need you in California training with other champions. What he meant was, I need you around other killers.
That was Rocky 3 because he got his ass whooped by Clubber Lang.
That's right, Rocky 3.
Apollo Creed didn't think he was mean enough to be able to beat him in a rematch.
You're right.
Perfect fucking example that you just gave, bro. Exactly.
You're right. So, I can't wait for that fight, my nigga. I can't wait for it. And when it happens, I'm telling you, man, we may have to go live and let motherfuckers know what's up. All right. But speaking of live, man, listen, social media been blowing up. Now, if y'all haven't been paying attention, and this is the part where I'm telling y'all right now, sit down, take a break, put tape over your mouth and listen, because me and Prodigy are going to educate you guys about something, right? Now, some of y'all might have been seeing Devin Haney is pretty much telling Ring Magazine, man, fuck you motherfucking niggas, man. Y'all can have this motherfucking belt back simply because they made a pound for pound list, didn't have this nigga on it. Undisputed champion didn't have it on there. I think they had Vasil Lomachenko on there.
Yeah.
Who didn't have a belt, who hasn't fought in 8 months, right? And Devin Haney's like, so y'all got motherfuckers on here that don't even have your belt. He said, man, y'all can have his back. And of course, the editor.
Fuck his name.
All right. I'm not going to say his name, but that motherfucker called us. He gets the man. Well, send it to me. And Devin like, all right, well, here, give me the address. Right. Have no problem with that. But I think then a lot of people out here is talking about some, well, I mean, don't he I think I heard this one person said, don't that solidify his undisputed status having that ring belt? I heard that. Like, what? Then you have people talking about something, well, does this mean he's not the lineal champion no more? Huh? The ring belt over the years has actually lost its luster. It doesn't really mean what it used to mean back in the day. It really doesn't. The ring belt does not hold the type of weight that it used to hold at all, period. Right? Motherfuckers, like, you can't take that motherfucker to the table for negotiation. Hey, man, I got the ring belt. What's up, man? I get extra 10. I get extra million for that, right? Extra couple 100,000 for that. No, you don't. It's nothing more than a fucking status. And it's a status that's not true to what it was meant to be done for, man. Prodigy, man, give us your thoughts on this and what that fucking ring belt mean, man.
Modern King Boxing made a good point. He said, give it back only because of how they responded to Devin Haney. Don't say it and not do it. So I'm in between here. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about most media niggas. Actually, 99.99% of the media niggas and the media bitches, I don't care about them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell you, don't even say they fucking names, bro. But at the end of the day, I'm not 100% on Devin Haney's side, only because as I'm watching this transpire, he tells him, yeah, I'm going to give you your motherfucking belt back. And then Mr. Nameless comes back and says, and shit, give it back to us then. And he's like, bet, DM me your address. I'll send it to you. And the nigga was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? We got to be friends and shit. Friend, follow me, follow you, whatever. DM me the shit, whatever. Right? And then Devin Haney comes back. Come get it. No, nigga, no. You started it, bro. Ain't no come get it.
Get it, exactly.
Ain't no, nigga, you said that you wanted to give it back. Then go give it back then, dog. Now, at the same time, I do agree with Devin Haney's frustration because it's fucking stupid that an undisputed fighter doesn't make it to the goddamn pound for pound list. Now, people who follow Three Kings Boxing and go to the threekingsboxing.com website, we don't have a pound for pound list. We have a Three Kings top 10 list because pound for pound lists were made, right, for fighters under the heavyweight division. That's what pound for pound really meant. Fighters that are moving up and down the weight or that can move up and down the weight, still be effective, and weights underneath where they campaign at and weights above. Well, heavyweight can't do that, right? So a pound for pound list was never made for heavyweight contenders to be on it. That's why Three Kings Boxing made a Three Kings Boxing top 10 list. Pound for pound is nowhere near it. Now, when you make a top 10 list in the sport of boxing, you can put heavyweights on there because we're not talking about pound for pound, right?
Very
so that's
good point.
Straight facts right there. That just hit niggas' way. But let's get to the point, right? I don't understand how you don't have Devin Haney on a top 10 list. It's ridiculous. He's a fucking undisputed champion. How do you not have him on there? Vasyl Lomachenko, if you want to somehow get him on there, whatever. These lists are subjective. This is like saying that a fine bitch is ugly. This is what I mean by this. What I mean by this. Like, what? This is what I mean by this, bro. A universally beautiful woman. I mean, even if she's not your type, you'll be like, she's still pretty. Even ladies, women. The thing is, women haters out there are still gonna be like, she's pretty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She's not finer than me, but she pretty. Right. We'll do that. That's what this is right here. Right? It's stupid when one motherfucker comes around and is like, man, that bitch ugly. You want to look at this nigga like, stop, nigga. Even though she's not your type, you know damn well she's not ugly. Right. She is a very beautiful woman, or she's at least pretty at the very least, bro. Stop it, nigga. That's what this is. Devin Haney just needs to be on top 10 list. He's an undisputed champion. That almost automatically gets you on the list, bro. Automatic. That is the highest accolade that you can have. Undisputed, nigga. That means you've done several things there. You've either beat the man that beat the man that beat the man, or you just went around beating everybody. One or the other. In both scenarios, you are the top dude in that division. Yep. No matter how much you fucking hate a nigga, you gotta acknowledge that Devin Haney is the man at 140. Yep. Doesn't matter how much you fucking hate the guy.
135.
I'm sorry, 135, excuse me. Doesn't matter how much you hate the guy, right? So at the end of the day, you gotta put Haney there. I don't really give a fuck about people's pound for pound or top 10 list. I give zero shits because most of these niggas don't know shit about boxing anyway. But if you want to have Lomachenko there, whatever. But Haney needs to be on there. You can't just not have Haney on there. Like, you can't just not have Alexander Usyk on there. You can't just not have Terrence Crawford on there. Yeah. Right?
Bro, you can't just not have Charlo on there.
Right. I was getting there. Yeah. You can't. You got to have Jermall Charlo on there. These are undisputed champions that have never lost in the ring. What the fuck? Canelo, as much as you hate him, he just lost to Bivol, but you still got to keep him on there. He's undisputed at 168. Right. Yes. What the fuck? So at the end of the day, listen, I don't care how old a company has been and how long they've been around and how much their name is how it correlates to boxing and how much they've done for the sport. Things change ownership and things change over time. And at this point in time, Ring Magazine ain't shit because it's ran by a bunch of fucking idiots. 40 years ago, it was dope.
Yes, it was.
It was dope 40 years ago, right?
Yes, it was.
50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, dope, nigga, dope.
Dope, yes.
Even in 2000s or early 2000s, it was all right.
It was, actually.
Right? When they were actually crowning the lineal champion, and it was respected that the lineal champion would hold that Ring Magazine belt, that was dope. It ain't like that today.
No, it's not.
Lineal champions don't necessarily hold the Ring Magazine belt. So at the end of the day, right, then their ranking system is just fucking laughable. It's hilarious. How do you have Alexander Usyk don't they like number 3? Is he like number 3 or 4 or some stupid shit, bro?
I think it was like 3.
They had Noya Inoue ahead of him. Cut it out, dog. Stop. I like Inoue, but stop, man.
Right.
Cut it out, man. Ranking's just fucking laughable, bro. You know what I'm saying? So at this point in time, Ring Magazine ain't shit. If Devin Haney gives up the Ring Magazine belt, guess what? He's still undisputed, right?
Yep.
He's still the man at 135. Still.
Yep.
Still the man. Doesn't matter what you do. He can give it to me. Ring Magazine wouldn't even know I had it. Why? Because I wouldn't be fighting for it. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
They need to get real boxing people in that fucking organization. and put the prestige back on the Ring Magazine title. Because right now it ain't a motherfucking thing, bro.
Yeah.
The one prestige that it had with crowning lineal champions, that no longer even matters anymore. And it's their fault because they were stripping lineal champions of their belt.
Yeah, they were.
Like they did Adonis Stevenson. As much as I don't like the nigga, he was the lineal champion at 175. He beat Chad Dawson. Right?
Yep.
And they stripped him of the belt. So at that point, it was like, okay, whatever, I'm still lineal. It didn't mean anything. All right, here's your belt. What, anything else? You need anything else? Right. You know what I'm saying? Didn't matter. He was still lineal. And guess what? After he lost to Alexander Gvozdyk, guess what? He was lineal. He didn't need the Ring Magazine belt to be crowned lineal. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Then after Alexander Gvozdyk lost to who? Artur Beterbiev. Guess what? Beterbiev's lineal.
Yep. Don't
need the Ring Magazine to know that. And guess what? When Artur Beterbiev loses Dmity Bivol, I'll stop right there. Because I've always said Bivol beats Artur Beterbiev. Yeah. But I'll stop right there.
You have.
But y'all guys understand what I'm saying. Ring Magazine has lost its luster. And it hasn't just been today or just because Devin Haney's arguing with them. It's been like this for a while, y'all.
Yes, it has.
So it really doesn't fucking matter anyway what they say.
You know, the funny thing is, I bet you if I ask 5 people, matter of fact, I'll widen it for you. I bet you if I ask 20 people, 17 of them probably can name who holds the Ring Magazine belt. I guarantee you, 17 of them couldn't even tell me who holds that.
You're gonna go to Ring Magazine. I don't even know their website. Is it ringmagazine.com? I'm just guessing.
I don't know.
Whatever. But they're gonna go there and look it up. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna look it up. That's exactly what the fuck they're gonna do, bro. Yeah, man, Sweet Pea fan. I told y'all in the last show, man, Zerto versus Bivol is a great fight.
Yes, it is.
It's a more intriguing matchup than Bivol versus Canelo. I said that in the last show.
He said they sure
Styles
did.
Make fights. Stylistically, Zerto is a better fight than Canelo is for Bivol, man. Stylistically, man.
Well, not only is it a better fight, and a quick sidebar. Not only is it a better fight. Here's how you know the proof is in the pudding. What we're saying about it being a better fight. Canelo is putting a stipulation on Bivol that he must win that fight to fight him. That's how much you know. Canelo just told you that when the motherfucker said, you got to beat that motherfucker to get your rematch with me.
Right. Hey, hey, Sweet Pea fan. He said, didn't Ronda Rousey have a ring belt? Didn't they put Ronda Rousey on the cover of Ring Magazine? That was when I really got pissed off.
Fighter of the year. Fighter of the year.
That was what, 2015 or so?
Yep.
That's when I really got mad at Ring Magazine. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing over there? Ronda fucking Rousey, nigga? Is she even a boxer?
No, is she not even an MMA fighter no more? She's a wrestler now. Right. Fake fighting.
Yeah, she's fake fighting now. Right.
The bitch can handle that. She crowded way out there.
She got her ass whooped in real fighting and then had to go to fake fighting. Yeah, dog. That shit's crazy, man. Dog. I remember when Ring Magazine did that. I was pissed. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? You're just killing, because Ring Magazine is synonymous with boxing. Whether or not they do MMA shit, I really don't know. Right? But that title, Ring Magazine, is synonymous with boxing.
Yeah, it is.
When you put a fucking MMA fighter on there, you've literally indirectly have said that MMA is taking over. You've indirectly said that. And what I mean by indirectly is they're not really saying that MMA is taking over, but these dumbass MMA fans out there, they feel that's a win in their belt, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a notch in our belt. We got them on that one. Look, they even put us on their boxing magazine. Yeah. Stupid motherfuckers over there at Ring Magazine right now, man.
And a little nugget that I'm gonna add in before I let my man Prodigy take us away to the new boogeyman of boxing. One little nugget I want y'all to remember: Ring Magazine is ran by Oscar. You know why Ronda Rousey was on the cover of that magazine? Because that same year, who started promoting MMA fights? Yeah. Oscar De La Hoya. What fight did he promote? Tito Ortiz versus Chuck Liddell 3. That was the fight this motherfucker tried to promote on pay-per-view. He tried to get an MMA. So what did he do? He put Ronda Rousey on the cover of that, thinking that would generate that nigga some money. All right, man.
That nigga basically pimped himself out for nothing. Hey, that nigga did what that damn prostitute did, or that porn star did for Donald Trump. She thought that she was going to get a job. Donald Trump basically tore that ass up, put the pants up and said, thank you. She's like, wait a minute, you're supposed to give me that job. And nigga's like, front door's right over there. That's exactly what they did to Oscar De La Hoya in MMA, bro. Next! My man, now I'm going to say this is my man, Janibek Alimkhanuly, bro. Now, I ain't just saying this is my man because of the whole situation that's going on with him at 160. I've been telling cats about Janibek for a long time.
Yes, you have.
For a very long time. And the situation here is we all know that Demetrius Andrade was expected to fight him and defend the title, I think, for a sixth time, the WBO title at 160. Because Janibek was the number one contender, right? Then he ended up winning an interim belt, right? Beating Danny Dignum Guts. Danny Dignum, you know what I'm saying? He beat him, won an interim title, and was like, hey, I mean, what more do you want me to do, motherfucker? You the champ. Now I'm interim champ. I'm better than what I was before, in a better position where I was before. What the fuck else do you need? Demetrius Andrade's been teeter-tottering back and forth on whether he should keep the belt at 160 and go to 168. He even had a scheduled fight with Zach Parker that got removed because he injured his hand or whatever, right? Well, now we're at the situation where Demetrius Andrade has officially vacated the belt. He's going to fight Zach Parker at 168 after, by the way, months of trying to figure out what the fuck he wanted to do, which to me was a very simple situation, but I digress. He's going to go up to 168 and fight Zach Parker, right? Meanwhile, WBO said, all right, well, since this nigga left, here you go, Janibek. Gave him the belt, right? Now, I hate when they do that.
I do too.
Talk about Arsen Goulamirian, and this nigga's still inactive to this day. Where the fuck is Arsen Goulamirian? But I digress once again. They gave Goulamirian, promoted this nigga like 4 times and shit. Didn't even fight one time to get all those promotions, right? But in this case, I'm okay with it. I told y'all in the last show, Demetrius Andrade ducked Janibek Alimkhanuly. He did. Sorry, it's a duck. Get mad if you want. Get fucked. He ducked. He did. Because fighting Zach Parker isn't even guaranteeing you a shot at the title. Actually, the WBO did everything they can to make it worse for you trying to go to 168 instead of defending the title at 160. Why? Because the WBO champion is automatically supposed to be the mandatory for the WBO champion in a higher division. That's supposed to be, I told Matt Tick, right?
Yep.
Think Chris Algieri, when he beat Ruslan Provodnikov, he got to fight Manny Pacquiao for the WBA title at welterweight, right?
Yep.
After he moved up and relinquished the title at 140. That's what happened. Think about Alexander Usyk, WBO champion at cruiserweight, immediately moved up to heavyweight, became in a mandatory position to fight Anthony Joshua. That's exactly how he got the 2 fights to this day.
Yep.
It wasn't because he beat Derek Chisora and Clarence Weatherspoon, nigga.
Those were step-aside fights.
Yeah, that was just because Joshua wasn't trying to fight him yet. And Usyk even said himself, well, I'm not really ready for that fight yet. I'll take some.
He sure did. He did.
So he could have went and fought Joshua right away, but he took tune-ups instead, right? So that's what was supposed to happen for Demetrius Andrade, but the WBO was like, nope, we're not even going to do that for you, bro. We're going to make it hard for you. Yeah. You're going to, if you want to go to 168, you got to get rid of our belt, number one, and we're going to give it to somebody else. But not only that, you got to fight for our interim title in the higher division. No. I understand. We did make people mandatory automatically. Didn't have to fight for an interim. But for you, you got to fight for an interim. What you say? What makes you different? He just don't like you.
And the second time around, nigga, you got to drop the belt now.
Think about it. We just don't like you, Demetrius.
Yeah.
Why you don't like me? Demetrius, come on, man. Ever since you were holding our belt at 154, we didn't like you. Why do you think we never mandated Canelo to fight you when he was the number one contender and you were the champion? Why do you think we stripped you whenever you were trying to fight Canelo and we stripped you because of inactivity? We knew you were trying to get Canelo in the ring, but we never fucking liked you. So we stripped you the belt and gave it to fucking Liam Smith, or allowed him to fight a nobody to be able to get our belt, right?
Yeah.
And we already knew the belt was going to come full circle back to Canelo. That's what we care about, Canelo. That's all we care about. We don't like you. You should have known never to hold us once ever again once we did what we did to you at 154? Why did you want us again at 160? This is what the WBO is telling Andre to his face.
They like, didn't you grab the WBA regular? Why didn't you keep that belt?
Right. Why didn't you go to WBA? Gilberto Mendoza likes you. I don't like you, Paco. I'm Paco. I don't like you. But you went our route again for some stupid ass reason. And once again, we didn't mandate any Canelo fights or anything. And we're not going to mandate it now when you go to 168. That's why you got to fight for our interim belt. So we're going to do to you what we've been doing to you since 154 at 168. But, I mean, you're just hard of hearing, so fuck it. That's exactly what's happening to Demetrius Andrade.
God damn, 2K, that's cold-blooded.
Fucking stupid, bro.
Ooh.
He should have stayed his ass at 160 and beat Janibek, bro. That's what he should have did. He has nothing to lose at this point. Instead of begging for fights with Chris Eubank Jr., he should have stayed at 160 and fought Janibek. That is a credible fucking opponent that would have boosted his fucking career, bro. It would have. Now, guess what? Janibek, you have made this man, Demetrius, you have made Janibek a boogeyman. Now, this is what I want to talk about a little bit. Niggas don't understand the definition of boogeyman. They think that a boogeyman is a title, right, that is earned in the ring. No, it's not. That's the whole reason why somebody becomes a boogeyman, because they can't get fighters that they need to get into the ring, into the fucking ring.
Exactly.
Like Boots. He's a boogeyman at 147. Why? Because Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, by business decision, are avoiding him because they're trying to fight each other, right?
Exactly.
So he's a boogeyman because the guys that he should be slated to fight won't fight him.
Yes.
Virgil Ortiz, not even looking in his direction. They won't fight. Only motherfucker that said he'll fight Boots is a Mantis Stanionis.
That's it.
That's a boogeyman.
That's it.
Nobody at 160 is mentioning Alimkhanuly's name, and they can't say they don't know who he is. I don't buy that.
No,
Fuck
I don't
out
buy
of here.
that either.
Janibek talks all sorts of shit on social media. And mad niggas see it too.
Yes,
It ain't just getting 4 likes, nigga. Mad motherfuckers see it. He's a boogeyman. He's a boogeyman because the guys that he's calling out that are top fighters are not interested in fighting him. That makes him a boogeyman.
Yes, it does.
Rigo was calling out everybody. Leo Santa Cruz, Carl Frampton. He was calling out everybody. Scott Quigg at the time. Everybody. Nobody wanted to fight him. Therefore, he's a boogeyman. God damn. Some niggas like, man, ain't no motherfucking boogeyman. Nigga, how the fuck, you stupid motherfucker? Boogeyman is when a nigga nobody wants to fight. That's a boogeyman.
Boogeyman.
Doesn't matter if you like the guy, you know him. None of that matters.
No.
What matters is what is happening out here in these boxing streets. And what's happening is Janibek is putting all these motherfucking names to the fire, and ain't nobody responding to this dude.
Yep.
Now you could say, well, they don't think it's really a situation where they need to respond. That's fine. 2K is going to say you're ducking.
Yeah, right. What you mean a situation you don't need to respond? What the fuck kind of shit is that?
Yeah, when did boxing ever become that, right? Well, he doesn't need to respond. What do you mean? You respond to anybody that's talking shit.
Right. Your name is being called out here. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Exactly, bro. At the end of the day, bro, Janibek is classified as a boogeyman because Demetrius Andrade didn't even know what to do. This nigga like, oh man, what do I do, man? I know I ain't gonna get no money fighting fucking what's his name, Zach Parker, and I know it's not a guarantee to fight Canelo. Man, the odds are just all negative. Yeah, I'm gonna fight Zach Parker. That's what this nigga did.
What
Yeah, I'm just gonna fight Zach Parker. Fuck it. Everything, nigga, he got like a 2% positive ratio fighting fucking Zach Parker, bro, and took it. Are you kidding me? Janibek just called out Jermall Charlo. I'm still waiting on this nigga's response.
Oh.
Charlo is the WBC champion at 160, right?
Yes, he is.
Is he still the champ?
Yes, he is.
I mean, the only reason why I'm not fucking with Golovkin, he's the other champion there, is because he's getting ready to fight Canelo.
Right.
So Charlo's the only other champion. Why is he not responding? I hate boxing, bro.
Well, you know, he don't read comments.
Fucking liar. Yeah, but that nigga responded every time David Benavidez had something to say.
Yeah, he did. Every time. But the nigga don't read comments.
Anytime Canelo had something to say, and Oscar, or not Canelo, but Oscar De La Hoya, oh, he knew what that was, or he knew when they said that.
For real.
Fuck out of here, man.
When Eddie Hearns was talking about something he had to fight for him, he responded to that.
I fucking hate this era of boxing, nigga, 100%. I can't fucking stand it, bro. I can't stand it, bro. I mean, it's a catch-22, right? Because we have had more undisputed fights than we've had in the past, so it makes it on paper, it makes it look like, man, this is like one of the greatest eras ever. But when you look at the details of how things are ran behind the scenes, bro, this is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. Go ahead, man.
The devil's in the details, and that's what you took it right out of my mouth. Cats are going to say, first of all, understand something, right? When we're talking undisputed, in men's boxing, you're talking what? 3 divisions? Super middleweight, lightweight, and junior middleweight. Correct? Make sure I'm not missing none. Yeah.
Welterweight and junior middleweight. Junior welterweight, junior middleweight, cruiserweight.
Junior welterweight?
Yeah, because Josh Taylor was undisputed there.
Right. Okay. So here's the thing that you have. There's the devil in the details, and that is all of them at that time they were doing it was fighting under the same banner at that time. Right? Jermall Charlo, him and Browne Castellano, PBC. Right? Josh Taylor, him and Jose Ramirez, top rank. Right? Usyk with the cruiserweight division that was under the WBSS tournament. All the belts were involved in that tournament. They was under the same. They was fighting under the same fucking umbrella, right? Lightweight division. Devin Haney had to go over the motherfucking top rank to get that goddamn fight for him to become undisputed, right? So when you look at it, those are the details. It's not like it was before. I never knew who was with what fucking promotion when them niggas was fighting for undisputed. When Marvin, I never knew who was with what promotion. Hell, sometimes, man, you didn't know who the promoter was. You look up at the top and you see that Don King sign up at the top of HBO, or you would see Top Rank at the top in the banners and shit. But you didn't know who that was. You didn't care about none of that shit.
Right.
These motherfuckers out here fighting each other.
Right.
Right. Sanctioned bodies wasn't even getting in the way like back then, like they are now. Sanctioned bodies are getting in the way. Well, nope. We don't like that. No. Sanctioned bodies wasn't getting in the way of that. Oh, what? You want to fight who? Word, that's a tough fight. Go ahead, make it. Let's go. Sanctioned bodies wasn't even fucking with you back then when you were trying to be undisputed. Nowadays, when y'all look at this era of boxing, and of course you guys are going to say, hey, man, hey, wait a minute now, Bo. Wait a minute, Bo. We have a lot of, we have had a lot of good fights that have taken place. I'm not saying we haven't had good fights, right? What I'm saying is it takes too long for good fights to develop and happen unless there's something there. Or 2 ways to get it happen. You're fighting under the same umbrella, or the promoter feels, man, my fighter got a 70-80% chance of fucking winning, so go ahead on and fight. Go ahead and take your ass over there and fight. That's the reason why Naoya Inoue is going to fight Butler. Bob Aarons like, you want to fight Butler? Yeah, go ahead. Make that fight. You don't have to sign a co-promotion deal. We're good. This nigga don't need to sign a co-promotional deal. That's a waste of money. We're good. Go over there and fight him. Right? But when you're dangerous, he wants you on that docket. At the end of the day, your name is being called. Right? Props to Janibek in this aspect right here, too. Typically, when a guy becomes a champion, a la Jeff Horn, he fights Gary Cochran, or my favorite fighter, TBA, to be announced. TBA, he fight the famous TBA to be announced. That's what they do when they get a belt. This motherfucker's like, no, man, I want Charlo. I want another motherfucking champion. I want to unify. That's how I want to put my belt on the line.
Because he's still hungry because he was supposed to fight fucking Andre.
Exactly. He wanted to prove that he was a champion by beating a fucking champion.
Yep.
Right? And the fucked up thing about it is, to your point about how the WBO is doing Andre, they told Andre, unlike the first time, nigga, Okay, I tell you what. You want this Zach Parker fight? You want to keep trying to get close to Canelo? Because obviously you're not taking the hints. I tell you what. I bet we'll let you fight Zach Parker, but this time, nigga, you dropping that fucking belt, that middleweight belt. But last time you guys drop that motherfucking belt, motherfucker. Get out of my office. Put it right here on the table, and turn his back on the nigga, and start. All right, so we got the Canelo fight coming up. GGG, right? Okay. Arthur better be Evans. Who's he fight? Anthony Yard.
Oh shit!
Nigga, you still here? Okay, put the belt down.
Oh shit!
That's how they did him. 2K, no lie, I was there. I saw the video. That's how they did him.
Yep.
And what did he say? Okay. Dropped the belt, walked out the office. That's how they did him. Makes no fucking sense.
Oh, man.
They did him like that. Just tell him. Let me drop your belt. Oh yeah, put the belt right here. All right. So what's going on this weekend now? We got that meeting in Port. Nigga, what are you doing, man?
Oh man, that's fucked up, man.
That's how they did him. That's exactly how they did him. The WBA bylaws never had anything stating that a champion. Matter of fact, remember when Billy Joe said, "Here's another nugget." This is what I'm telling y'all. You can't fuck with motherfuckers that keep boxing. When Billy Joe Sanders was talking that shit about fighting Andre, remember Billy Joe went up to 168. Billy Joe Sanders told Andre, "I'll fight you if you drop the belt and come up." WBO jumped in and said, "Hey, wait a minute. He don't have to drop the fucking belt to fight you. He only has to drop the belt if he fights you and win. Then he has to drop the belt because you can't hold two belts in the same division." That's what the WBA told him when Billy Joe Sanders was talking tough.
Yeah,
WBO, I'm sorry. That was the WBO told him when Billy Joe Sanders was talking that shit. So what changed, nigga? What?
Well, they probably already knew Billy Joe wasn't gonna fight the nigga, bro. So
Right.
in this case, that case, Andre was not holding the cards.
Right.
In this case, he is. So when Andre holds the cards, they like, man, fuck this nigga, bro. Man, I can't. The Paco in the back, man, I can't fucking stand this motherfucker, home.
Oh. Take him back to Ocean. Why didn't throw him in the river?
Right. Why does he still have the belt, eh? Because he pays the sanctioning fees, Holmes. Fuck it. As long as he pays the sanctioning fees, he can fucking keep it. Pinche Mayate.
Wait a minute. Think about this too. Another thing that happened, right? Notice how the WBO is doing him after he's no longer with Eddie Hearns either, which means they ain't getting that big money. They're like, oh no, get him out of here. What? You ain't got a promotion behind you? Somebody, security, the nigga out of here. How dare? That's like going to divorce court without a lawyer. The judge is like, you don't have a lawyer? She gets everything. Nigga, what's wrong with you? Yep. You came to my court without a lawyer? She gets everything.
I tell you, dog. Yep. It's crazy, man. Man, this really has, it makes no fucking sense, bro. Like my man Jarrell Davis, he had a good question up here. He said, 2K, if Andre wins against Janibek, where does he go from there? Charlo ain't fighting him. GGG been not wanting to fight him. So where would he go? He would still be in the same position he was at. So here's the deal. We understand that he's never going to leave the position that he's currently in. That is understandable. If he leaves, if he ever gets a chance to fight those guys, that would be great, right? Because he deserves it.
He sure does.
But we're all in agreement and understanding that he's never going to leave the position that he's in. So as long as he knows that, the best thing he can do is get the credible names on his resume from guys that actually will fight him. That's what he has to do, dog, at this point. You're right. Charlo, Canelo, Triple G, they not fighting him, right? So the next best thing is to get the guys who have credible names beneath those guys with those names. That's Janibek. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was right there for the taking. That would have catapulted his resume so that when we go back and look at fucking at Demetrius Andrade at the end of his career, we can at least say he fought somebody outside of Vanez Martirosyan.
Oh.
That's the case. That's the situation, right? David Benavidez, now he said he wanted 10 million. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn evidently can't afford that, even though he can give Mikey Garcia 7, but whatever, right? Apparently Eddie Hearn couldn't afford that at that time, so that fight couldn't get made. But let's say if David Benavidez said, I'll take 5 million, or fuck it, I'll take 7 million, then hopefully Andre would have stepped up and taken that fight, right? Mm-hmm. But the Benavidez fight isn't even out there. So with us understanding that he'll never leave the position that he's in, he's got to fight the next best thing, man, and that was Janibek. And he just fucked up, bro. Nigga, Zach Parker and Jason Quigley on the same level.
I didn't think about
fucking level.
That's fucked up too.
Shit, at least we heard Jason Quigley was that nigga in the amateurs.
Right.
Well, I might say Jason Quigley's at a higher level because Jason Quigley does have a reputation from being in the amateurs that's followed him in the pros.
Yes, he does.
He does.
He does.
Zach Parker, I ain't heard shit from this nigga's amateur pedigree. He might be a bad motherfucker. I just don't know. But Jason Quigley, I heard, was a bad motherfucker as an amateur. Yeah, I actually heard that about Jason.
Yeah, he beat a lot of guys. He beat a lot of top guys out of UK right now. He did.
So actually, Zach Parker might be worse than Jason Quigley.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I think I know what it was. See, Dimitri Andre been on that UK circuit for so long, man. That's what he used to.
Yeah, dog. He's used to that shit, bro. Liam Williams, Luke Keeler, Jason Quigley. Yeah, he's used to that shit now, bro.
That UK circuit. I'm just saying, man. This shit is really sad because a lot of people. Because I heard somebody say that he doesn't have a world champion on his resume. Now, if those of you who think like 2K, right, then I get that because he beat Jack Koke, but Jack Koke was a regular champion. And Prodigy, well, I've always said, you're not a champion if you hold that regular champion. Fuck that. He don't count that shit at all.
Yeah.
Nigga, you're an interim champion. Interim title, nigga. You're not a world champion if you
exactly. You're not. My man, Sweet P Fan 12, he said, only thing I heard about Zach Parker is that he stopped Devin Alexander brother. He talking about Von Alexander. Hey, Sweet P, you know who else beat Von Alexander too? Janibek. Mm-hmm. And he beat Hassam N'Jam Jickum. And he beat Danny digging them guts. Digging them. You know what I'm saying? Who Zach Parker beat? Von Alexander. Whatever.
All right, man. I'm sorry. All right, man. I'm sorry, man. Charlo, we're waiting to hear from you, man. Like real talk. Charlo, you got to answer that, man. You out here, where's Charlo from, man?
He's in Charlo. Man, that nigga whack, bro. Jermall Charlo is so whack, bro. I'm sorry, man. I don't know why niggas fuck with this dude, man. Like, I understand, like, listen, man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I understand siding with dudes because you relate to them and in one way or another. I get that. You got boxing fans in the Philippines that side with Filipinos only. Man, when we print articles on Nonito Donaire or some other Filipinos come out of nowhere. I'm like, I didn't even know we had Filipinos following us like that. Them it's like ants. We stepped on an ant pile. Them niggas running out, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
It's literally like that, man. But Argentinians side with Argentinians and shit. I get that, man. But I've always been a stickler for telling the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? If you side with Jermall Charlo because you relate to this nigga in any way, shape, or form, you still got to tell that man the truth, bro. I'm a black man. Jermall Charlo's a black man, right? I enjoy seeing black men prosper. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie to that black man when he's fucking up. You see what I'm saying? And right now, Jermall Charlo's out here fucking up. He is. Jermall is excellent. Jermall, not so much. You need to get in the ring with credible dudes. Don't give me no shit about mandatories, nigga. They don't mandate all the goddamn time in the WBC. Actually, the WBC is one of the most lenient, if not the most lenient sanctioning body when it comes to fucking mandatories. Yep. So cut that shit out. It ain't that. Start fighting niggas that matter, bro.
I agree with that.
Should have been fought Demetrius Andrade. This is stupid, nigga. Should have been fought that guy. We black card him. I know Jermall said that, but Jermall agreed. You know what I'm saying? He should have been fought fucking Andrade. Now Janibek calling. Fight him! You wanted to fight Gennady Golovkin, right? Well, Janibek's the next best thing. Actually, Janibek's better than Golovkin.
I agree with that.
He's better than him. Fight Janibek. Golovkin at this stage of his career, Janibek's better than him.
Yes, he is.
Fight Janibek. He's from Uzbekistan, right? No, he's either Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan. One of them.
Yeah, he's from Kazakhstan.
Okay, Kazakhstan. So is Golovkin. Both of them niggas from Kazakhstan. You get one of the Kazakhstan niggas. Yeah, you're right. Kazakh style. That's his nickname. Kazakh style. You get one of them Kazakh niggas, bro. There you go. Janibek. Well, you don't want to fight him? Why? Styles? Yeah. Janibek probably beat your ass too. I get it, bro.
You know what's fucked up though? This is what pisses me off. These guys today have a fucked up understanding what legacy means. These guys today think just being champion, that's my legacy. No, legacy. Just like, for example, Roman Gonzalez is going to fight Juan Francisco Estrada. Ain't no belts on the line, but it's a legacy fight. Regardless of who fucking wins, both these guys will go down as two top fighters who fought each other 3 times and gave us the best they had. Legacy fights is not about if you're undefeated. It's not about how many followers you have, how much money you make, or how many belts you hold. That's not what builds a fucking legacy. Motherfuckers respect you like... They will respect you if you take that fight that many people feel you shouldn't win or hard for you to fight. And when you really come above that and you win, nigga, that's your legacy right there. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? That is your fucking legacy right there. Errol Spence, whoever wins between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, them niggas legacy. It's legacy right
my God.
It's legacy.
They can retire their legacy so defined.
Right. That's legacy. That's legacy right there. Right? Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury. The winner can legacy. He can go. I go. Usyk actually could have won at cruiserweight, but cruiserweight people complain about how it wasn't stacked like that. But legacy. Okay, I'm out. Legacy. I'm out. Right. I fought Tyson Fury. Legacy. I'm out. I beat Joshua, Tyson Fury. I'm out. Legacy. That's fucking legacy, man. Not walking around. I'm undefeated. I'm a legend. No, nigga, you just a motherfucker undefeated. Get the fuck out of here.
You undefeated, bro. You know what I'm saying? Next. Fuck out of here, man. Like I said, that's again fans. I blame the fans.
I do.
It's another scenario. They need to hold Jermall Charlo's feet to the fire. They really need to do that, bro.
I do too, man. I agree with you, man. Well, anyway, man, go to 3kingsboxing.com for the latest grades. What's going on in the sport of boxing? As I always say, man, shout out to everybody over there at 3 Kings Boxing. Make it going. Appreciate my man Prodigy for always taking time out to come and do this show. Hey, if your favorite fighter is doing bullshit, we gonna get on you. So, if y'all got this fanboyism or this beta male syndrome, getting mad and getting upset, then don't get mad at us. Tell your favorite fighter stop doing shit where we gonna fucking talk about it, all right? Prodigy, take us out, man.
Go to 3kingsboxing.com for your source of pure and adulterated boxing information. Hit us up on Twitter at 3kingsboxing, Instagram at 3kingsboxing, and that's facebook.com/3kingsboxing. Also, man, hit us up on this YouTube channel, Prodigy of Boxing Talk. Hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're going live every Tuesday and Friday. It's going to be 4 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock Eastern. That's 2 o'clock Pacific. All right. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody that donated. I think we got one. My man, I forgot his name, donated in the chat here. We got several on the PayPal. Definitely appreciate it on both fronts. Until the next one, we out.